Presented by the Wide Angle Podium LLC and the Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival. Welcome to the Slow Ride Podcast Special Chequamegon episode. With race day nearly upon us, we each arrived in Hayward, Wisconsin, home to the American Birkebeiner, an international caliber ski race attracting more than 10,000 athletes to the area, including world-class and Olympic hopefuls. And now us. Chequamegon National Forest and the Hayward Cable area are a wonderland for outdoors, for skiing, and for mountain biking. And it did not disappoint. We arrived Friday evening and took a quick shakedown ride on some of the amazing single track in the area. We were joined by Big Matt, former teammate on Little Guy Racing, and a former winner of the Duluth stage race, Cat 3, 2008. He was playing team mechanic and driver for the weekend. We had to feel out the bikes, so we did about an hour on the single track to check out each other's fitness, as well as shake down our machines. Who was fit? Who was faking it? Whose drop bars and narrow tires were sure to fail them? After the ride, we headed to number pickup at race headquarters. The race setup was impressive. A massive presence at the Telemark Resort for the 3,000 plus bike racers taking part in the Chequamegon. We grabbed our registrations, our race numbers, our t-shirts and goodie bags, had some of the race-provided food, and some of us enjoyed a beer from the Angry Minnow Brewing while the band played under the tent. It was the perfect start to the weekend. At race headquarters, we met Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival volunteer coordinator and uncle to the super rookie, Ed Johnston, for a quick interview and to thank him and race organizer Gary Crandell for having us, and to get his unbiased take on this Slow Ride podcast, Race Within a Race.
So we're here with Uncle Ed. Uncle Ed, Spencer and Little Guy aren't here right now, but you're here with me, your family and blood. Of the three, who do you think's going to win?
Well, man, Tim, that's a tough one. You're the only one I ever met before tonight, but Little Guy looks tough. I mean, I'm just saying, if his bike will hold up.
That's a very good point. Between me and you, and no one else is going to hear this until we compile it, I need his bike to break for me to beat him. I can handle Spencer. I'll destroy him, but I'm a little worried about Matt's bike. What do you think of his outfit, though? The dinosaur socks?
I honest to goodness, Tim, I noticed the dinosaur socks, and I love them. I mean, I do. I just got to be honest with you. I love the dinosaur socks. I think it's a good look.
Thanks for inviting us up. We're real excited.
Oh, we're thrilled you're here.
We living in the Twin Cities, never doing this race is an embarrassment.
Yeah, well,
and
it
then
is.
So I had to move to Florida to come up for it.
Your signs posted outside, your pictures posted outside of town, and we're glad you're here.
We also ran into former teammate and Duluth stage race winner, Cat 4, 2008, Jake Helmbrecht, manager at Freewheel Bike in Minneapolis. He has an intimate knowledge of all of our racing abilities, and he was happy to give us his thoughts on the race.
As a former teammate of Spencer, Little Guy, and myself, going into our first ever Chequamegon, who do you think is going to win between the three of us?
So Spencer's probably going to be the winner.
Okay.
Only because I think he looks like he's going to win.
Jake was smart. Real smart. And handsome.
So Jake, you think Spencer's going to win among the three of us?
Now that I see Little Guy, I think he's going to win. But Little Guy does tend to lose his chain and have mechanicals. So after hearing about his bike with the spit and duct tape.
Well, moderately handsome anyway. Ed invited the Slow Ride crew out to Rivers, a local watering hole and pizza joint in the Cable area. It was incredible. The walls lined with Chequamegon memorabilia from both the ski and the bike races, as well as a memorial to Steve Tilford, who was killed last year. Steve loved the event, and after his passing, his wife Trudy actually relocated to Cable and opened a pie shop, Tilly's Pies, right next to Rivers.
Well, the name of this pie shop is Steve Tilford's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She just moved up here?
Yeah, she did after he died. Yeah.
I like the bike. Paramount. So they got in there. It's Telford's Paramount.
Oh, is it?
And there's a Wheaties. It's like Team Wheaties picture, and then it says race schedule. It had the race schedule. It's like a poster you could get for the race schedule that it had a Steve Tilford bio. So she moved here to run the bike shop.
Legend.
She moved here after he died, and it's a pie shop.
Pie shop. Oh, okay. Pie shop.
It's an amazing pie shop. It's called Tilly's Pies.
Really?
Is this my beer?
Yes. It's called Tilly's Pies.
Tilly's Pies after Steve. So,
Well, the photo that Chequamegon put up today on their Twitter and Instagram is like the rollout. And like when you zoom in, I zoomed in. I had, before you mentioned it too, it was like totally stood Steve Tilford on the front row with like the World Championship strips.
Yeah.
We saw him at several like events,
We would go to.
and he'd have like the super cut off jeans. Like one time, like really Daisy Dukes walking through downtown Madison on State Street. That was pretty
So
awesome.
Chris told you about Tilly's Pies over there.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're pretty proud of that. They
So-
always had a love for cable, and she's moved up here. And
Back to racing, though. We got a little background information on our poor starting spots from Ed. Turns out, it was our fault.
Like we're so far in the back. It's gonna take us 5 minutes just to cross the.
how did you get so far?
well, they were the first timers.
We didn't.
And
It's
why
first timers.
didn't you request a better game?
Spencer didn't want to. Spencer didn't want to go through the pressure. I was like, Spencer, we got to do this. He's like, this would be more fun hanging out in the back.
I told Tim that when I told Gary Crandall last night, I said, Gary, because Tim said, how slow is it going to be from gate 7? And Gary's response was, why are they in gate 7?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's gonna be a lot more fun. I'm excited for
I
it.
think it's safer back.
We're gonna take in the experience. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna feel awesome because I'm gonna be passing people the entire time.
Yeah.
I think if
There
we
you
get
go.
past at any
There you
point,
go.
I'll be really disappointed. I want only positive. I only want forward motion. If somebody passes us,
You
I'd be
gotta
like,
control yourself. You're gonna get like,
no, I don't want
carried
to.
away.
No, I
and
know.
you
I
start-
know.
Maybe a lot of people passing you at mile
and
9.
I'm gonna be yelling, go faster, go
Yeah, no,
harder.
I'm gonna try to keep it under
Whatever.
Your
control.
chain breaks. Everyone's gonna be passing you.
Hopefully, it breaks
You wanna
near your
switch
parents' house and I can walk
Oh,
over
wait,
and
no.
get my chain tool.
Oh.
I brought a chain tool just in case.
After Rivers, satisfied with the day, our pre-rides, and our race bag goodies, we drove back to the Slow Ride headquarters for the weekend, Tim's parents' cabin. The discussion on the drive quickly turned back to the race and to the trash talk.
We're on our way to home.
That's bullshit.
And we picked up our bib numbers at the Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival. We're on our way back. Spencer's driving. We got Big Matt in the car.
Team mechanic.
Team mechanic. Team soigneur. Does just make sure we get us to the finish line and the start line. Little guy Matt
With one of those. I don't
and
know
myself.
about the other.
We are approximately 12 hours away from the start of the race. We are in the back corral. Big Matt, you're the most unbiased of everyone here.
Yeah.
How do you currently feel about the setup and what's going to happen on Chequamegon race day for the 4 of us?
4 of us.
The 3 of us, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think you're gonna do with your day
I'm
tomorrow?
gonna get some beers and I'm gonna go ride some trails. I'm gonna have a really good time.
That sounds like a good Chequamegon.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great
Yeah.
Chequamegon. And who do you think is going to win among the 3 of us? Now we rode today for about an hour.
Unfortunately, I think I have to say Spencer. And I say unfortunately because I never thought of Spencer as a mountain biker.
No.
I just kind of thought of him as this like kind of roadie track guy.
Big Matt is also very smart and handsome.
Now,
I secretly think that Spencer's bluffing a little bit today now and then. Like when we came off the single track at the end there and we jumped on the dirt road back to Tim's parents' cabin, I was in the lead and obviously you, Matt, took a dig to try to catch me. And
I tried.
Super Rookie was part of that
I
for
didn't
a
have
while.
any chance.
Spencer was a little bit off the back, and I felt like he was bringing it in because maybe coach's orders were to keep the heart rate down he'd already done the effort or something. He just seemed a little too comfortable back there, not goofing around in our stupid games.
It's serious business.
And that didn't feel like Spencer. That felt like Coach was in his ear.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to win among the three of us. I'm not concerned at all about Spencer. Like, after the display that we saw today on the single track, he's either playing a really good game of possum or he just does not have the form.
Well,
I'm just going to own up
judging
to
by
it.
the number of times you had to stop and tighten your saddle today, I think that's going to be
Tim,
your undoing tomorrow.
The trash talk game was strong. We've had a lot of practice. Mostly everyone ripping on little guy's bike choices.
So, little guy, would you say that you have a false sense of security now because there wasn't a problem so far today?
No.
Totally.
I still very much have some things I'm worried about on the bike. One, there's a chance of rain, and I'm a little worried because I don't have a lot of clearance.
So there's a lot of people, little guy, that are a little nervous about your bike build.
Yeah. I mean, they should maybe be, maybe not. They should be worried about
Do you
your
think
bike.
that you're?
You got, though.
Let me say this, little guy. Do you think you're worthy of the 60% of people that have chosen you to win among the three of us?
I hope to, get the result for them. It's a lot of pressure because I haven't ever really had any pressure to get a result.
Only 9% chose me.
Yeah.
I'm a little hurt by that.
But does that make you a little more motivated? Does it give you? See,
Oh,
I
a lot
feel like
more.
I feel more worried about failing now as opposed
Yeah,
to
I mean,
worried about just like hopeful of getting a result. Whereas I feel like you must have that anger in your belly.
I definitely have the
You feel
stomach
like-
of anger.
You feel like a stomach. You have stomach
Is that
anger.
the fear, though?
That's why I like being the middle choice on the poll, because I'm tranquilo. But here we were, a year into this crazy idea to race Chequamegon, traveling across the country. And now race day was tomorrow morning. How were we actually feeling? What were we actually thinking? How would the race day actually pan out? We decided to each record a confessional about our actual true thoughts and what we thought would happen on race day.
Okay, hello, this is Matt. I'm walking around the driveway as the other two walked around the driveway to do their confessional. Real world style. I have not put my finger in the peanut butter jar yet. I think the race will go fine. I am quietly confident after our ride today. I think I can beat these chumps. But, first ride on the bike today, and it was a lot of fun. And whether or not it stays together or the mud gets me, we'll find out. If it is muddy, probably kind of hosed. The clearances are paper thin, but whatever. It doesn't matter. The bike's a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to ride with these dorks and see how many people we can pass. And hopefully I can give them a Cobra-esque look and attack them at some point, even if it doesn't stick. That's all that really matters. I think that's about all I got. I think I got this. But, I'm trying to not get too confident. One mechanical and it's all over, right? So, we'll find out tomorrow.
Hey guys, Super Rookie here. Just got back to the cabin, and I gotta admit, I am not at all concerned about beating Spencer. I think that I'll be able to destroy Spencer by a good 30 minutes after what I saw today. He may be sandbagging us, but I think I'm gonna beat him. I am, however, very, very concerned about little guy. My saving grace would be if little guy's bike breaks. I need his bike to break. And if his bike breaks, then I'll beat him and then I'll win among the three and then I can hold it over them for eternity. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. I'm feeling okay. I'm a little, my bike's good. Got a good podcast friend hook me up with a salsa spearfish with full suspension, full squish, as they say. A little bit better than the single speed I was planning on doing, but there's a lot of rigid forks and a lot of rigid mountain bikes here, and it's not really single track, so that might be a little bit of a concern. But man, if little guy does not get a flat or a broken chain, he could actually probably do pretty well. I mean, he was flying today, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'm out.
So, this is Spencer. I'm out here in the North Woods of Wisconsin at the Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival. Taking a little walk here, away from the cabin, away from those guys. And gonna have a little confessional here. Gonna let you know what I really think is gonna happen. We went on our shakedown ride today, and I gotta say, I'm worried. I'm worried about little guy. He's fit. He's looking fast. But I'm also worried for him, for his bike. If that bike makes it to the finish line, he will destroy us. But there's a good chance it won't. So that's what I'm thinking. I gotta watch him like a hawk. I think Tim will be there for a while, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good he's feeling. He had a long travel. Seems like the dad bod is catching up to him a little bit. But he could be a factor. He has been definitely riding the most of all of us. I think Tim gets in his own head. So if he can stay with it mentally and believe that he has been riding the most, he could pull out something special. But so my game plan: crack Tim mentally, watch little guy for the bike failure, and I should be okay. But if I can't crack Tim mentally, and I can't crack little guy's bike, I might be in trouble, guys. This is me signing off. We'll see you at the finish line. Overnight that night, everything changed. Every plan that had been carefully laid was now out the window. Every tire choice was now wrong. In a few short hours, nearly 5 inches of rain dumped down on the Hayward Cable area. Luckily for the racers, the rain let up just about an hour before the official start time of Chequamegon. But the damage was done. Suddenly, all bets were off. Of course, we needed to check in one last time before the race.
Race day morning. Little guy, you already got your helmet on. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm obviously very prepared. It's an hour to start, and I've got my helmet on, but I haven't clipped it yet, so that's not really safe. So yeah,
Casual safety.
it's casual safety. Yeah, it's the best kind of safety.
Big day for the pod today. We're going to be getting lots of fans on the side of the road chanting our names.
Definitely.
What are you most nervous about, little guy?
Oh, it's those fans. I want to bring the results for the fans. I know they put a lot of faith in me.
Well, the team, we work so hard together to get to that point. You gotta make
Yeah.
sure you execute.
Well, I
want to
repay all the sponsors, the Soniers, everyone who's helped out. Just from the top to bottom.
The junior coach and all that.
The junior coach, our developmental team, that we've been sponsoring, our junior racers and our junior racers.
And
I'm doing proud.
How you feeling, Spencer?
I'm going to win this one. I'm going to win it for Tom Boonen, and Little Heimar.
A little presumptuous. You're going to dedicate it to our children. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I want to do it for the kids. I want to inspire the next generation. That's part of my hope here at the Chequamegon. Okay. And I just want to let everybody know that we made a last-minute decision that we're going to be racing for a charity donation.
That's right.
Slow Ride Podcast is going to donate $100 to the winner's charity of choice. I don't think we've all even finalized our choices yet, but we'll let you know what that is later in the pod, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking how I'm feeling going into the race. I appreciate that.
We know you're feeling bad.
I feel muy tranquilo, very, very tranquil, calm nerves. I shared my feelings about your guys' chances last night in my private confessional booth. And yeah, so I'm ready. So little guy, good luck out there today. Hopefully,
luck to you too.
hopefully your brakes stop. I mean, this is the thing people don't know about torrential downpours last night. I mean, the course is going to be a soggy one.
This has thrown all planning out the window. Everything is new and fresh. Yeah, we don't know what to expect today.
Yeah. And
Anything could happen.
do I go long finger, short finger? I don't know. My tire pressure right? I don't know. I mean,
Is your tire choice right? Is your
I
bike
don't know.
choice right? Is your
No,
gearing like? Do
no
you need
idea.
it? These are all things we need to consider and can't do anything about.
No, at this point, it's set. There's no point in even trying to adjust it.
Alright.
You'll just make it worse.
all
We'll
right.
see you guys at the finish line. The 36th running of the Chequamegon 40 went off without a hitch, despite the weather. Gary Crandell and his army of volunteers made a fantastic Fat Tire Festival happen. One that'll be remembered for a long time to come, partly for the mud, but mostly for the community that he has built around this event. The towns of Cable and Hayward, Wisconsin, come alive with the influx of more than 3,000 mountain bike riders each September, and it is that the Slow Ride can't recommend enough. It is a bucket lister for sure. But now the finish line had been crossed, and the race between us was over. Or was it?
So today we did our first ever Chequamegon. We were very lucky to be able to come up here as guests of the Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival in Hayward, Wisconsin, from Hayward to Cable. And I don't know about you guys, but I was woken up this morning at about 5 a.m. Thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And I looked on the radar, and a solid red patch, basically from Hayward to Cable, along the Berkey Trail. They got something like 5 inches of rain in 1 hour, and that provided for quite the course conditions. But we went to the start, and we were ready to roll almost right away.
Almost right away. Actually, from when the gun sounded, it took a few minutes for us to actually start rolling, because when we rolled up to Main Street there in Hayward, you know, we found the start of the race. Obviously, it's a big event. We found the first corral.
Yeah, there's
great, easy.
a lot of ghost bikes, the upside down bikes.
A lot of people.
A
Yeah,
lot of space.
Saving lots of
Roomy.
space. Yeah.
Roomy.
looked very cushy up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw the second corral, and we walked a little further. And we saw the third.
The third one even had a lot of space. I mean, there's a lot of
And then we got to the fourth and fifth corrals, and then we got to the end of the block where the sixth corral was. And I think it's about then that we decided that it dawned on us, like, we're in the seventh corral.
like where are we supposed to go?
Yeah. And
then there was a sign that said corral 7 with an arrow.
yeah, we had to turn the corner. That's how far back in this field we were. It was
Like 5 city blocks.
it was amazing.
And
Very far.
and the corral was full by the time we got there.
Oh yeah,
We were way in the back.
we were
Um,
we were definitely 2/3 the way back of the seventh corral. It was,
And it was bigger than the other
Now,
the seventh corral was where the party was. Let's be honest.
there's a lot of fat bikes. We saw a guy that had maybe a sandwich taped to
He
his
definitely
down
had what I believe to be a sandwich duct taped to the down.
It was like tube socks.
Is that different than the tube? Yeah,
No, it was a
it the
tube
same?
sock.
Do you think he had a sandwich in a tube sock?
I think the
'Cause it was
sandwich was-
shaped like a sandwich, but it looked like a tube sock.
It was in the tube sock to protect it from the elements.
Well,
was my-
but that probably didn't work so well.
That was
when
an
you-
interesting choice on a day
Um,
like today. Just get that moisture to just hold to the outside.
There
of
were
your
some
sandwich.
okay bikes, lots of staring of little guys. Steed,
Yeah,
kind of mountain.
Yeah.
yeah, it was very popular.
Then they kind of they force you all onto Main Street because they take out all of the tape so that it compresses, right?
Yep.
All the corrals get together. National anthem, gun goes. 2.5 minutes later, we get to start slowly pedaling our bikes.
Yep.
And it's a good 5 mile roll up. It's 3 miles on the asphalt.
I have no
A
idea.
ways, and
Yeah.
then you get on the grass, and I mean, yeah. Other than that, nothing much happened, and just fantastic day.
It's,
Well, so we went into this race with the knowledge that we were going to be starting in the back, and we knew that it was going to be a tough time for those first few miles as we navigated through some of the other participants of the event, and that some of the smaller of us are quite nimble at fishing their way through schools of bike fish, and other of us maybe not so graceful with that. So we made a pact. We found a designated spot on the course map, about 15 or so miles into the race, that we figured things will be spread out enough there. We'll be through. Let's kind of stick together, and then our race will begin when we cross the 00,
Yeah, but there was never a conversation on what neutral speed means, right? Like,
well, it meant generally
And
staying in the vicinity of each other.
yeah, but there's
But we also we wanted to move up. It was sort of a weird. We maybe had too many priorities all lumped into one.
well, and then there was a
One,
separation, and little guy decides to go to the bathroom, so I stopped for him,
That was a good time to go to the bathroom.
and then Spencer comes by. We're kind of back together, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we waited for little guy to go to the bathroom," and I remember Spencer saying, "You guys didn't wait for me to go to the bathroom," or something like that. Like I couldn't really understand.
I said you gave him an unfair advantage because now he doesn't have to stop later in the race when we were actually racing to pee because he was going.
But you knew that it was a muddy enough race that I would just piss myself. And nobody would know. I mean, nobody would know. Like everyone was caked in mud.
There are enough Iron Man tattoos that I saw that
you already knew other people would.
There was quite a few.
I get a bunch of high fives at the finish line. Did you pee yourself too, dude? Yeah.
Quite a few Iron Man tattoos, and so little guy. We wait for little guy, and then there was some arguing. Natural Slow Ride podcast arguing between the three of us.
Natural is the bird and the bees. It happens.
Little guy said some words. He said some hurtful words.
but it was like because we're arguing.
Some arguing
because Spencer and I were arguing about.
I thought I would
like what does neutral mean? Like what does neutral mean? Like am I going to wait for you to have a bathroom break? And then like we got to go a little bit faster here, guys. We got to get past. And the little guy says,
I said something to the effect of. You guys should just shut up because I can drop you whenever I want, or something like that.
Yeah, you could take any bathroom breaks you needed to because you could just catch back up and drop us anyway.
No, I think little guy also included like, man, there's at least 150 spots that I should have by now.
But
I'm just gonna add 150 spots to my finishing result to make up for this.
But
I thought if I did sort of an alpha male thing, it would inspire you guys to follow.
Right, and you also prefaced all that with. I'm not talking shit, but...
and he says this, and he says it, and then some guy we don't even know goes, sounds to me like you're talking shit.
And then
I immediately got a front flat.
Immediately you got a flat. Like your words are, oh no, I got a flat. The cosmic energy.
Yeah. The cosmic energy got you. The cosmic energy of Schwammegon.
And then the conversation goes to me and Spencer, because by now we're not fighting anymore, because we're just laughing and having a great time.
You bonded over my misery.
And we go, I say, should we wait for him?
Yeah.
Right.
And
I said no.
Obviously, the answer is no, because I can get back whenever I want. I just stated the facts.
And then, and then Spencer, my favorite part, Spencer goes, huh. It's only 7.5 miles in. That's 1.5 miles earlier than we thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Then it was just a great ride. Fantastic.
That was it. It was all good. Basically, the source. For my flat, I pulled my tire, and I realized at that point that the one thing I had forgotten to do, that I had meant to do, which was to put on a new rim strip on that front wheel, and I had not done it, so I flatted at the valve because it was wiggling around in it. Cut itself, so I immediately flatted my first spare tube, which was very exciting, I must say, so early in the race. And I put in my next one, and then I got rolling. Me and the medics that pull up the rear of the race, so you know that I'm in a really good spot when those guys ride by, just having a very casual conversation.
Yep.
Good spot. But you guys weren't racing together anymore, even though.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting point that you bring up, because you had flatted, but we knew that you could catch up and drop us.
As stated, I can catch you and drop you whenever I want.
So I was under the impression we would just continue to roll, and if you weren't back by the 00 highway, that we would probably hang around and wait for you or something. I don't know, but that's not what happened, because Tim put in a Schleck-worthy attack He just like danced up this hill and crested and was gone, never to be seen.
Tim, I didn't
Do you
know
have
you had it in
your
you.
GoPro going to see this?
We'll have to check the footage. And I was like, well, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time and energy chasing Tim when he's all amped up because the little guy got a flat. I'm just going to find him. I'm either going to reel him in slowly but surely, or he's going to be waiting at the highway where the race really starts. And when I got all the way out there, little guy had not caught up yet because I guess he had another flat.
It took him 1 hour 46 minutes to get there. It took you 1 hour 32 and me 1 hour 27.
Yeah.
It takes a while to change 2 flats.
Yeah.
But that little pump, oh my god. My arms are going to hurt more than my
you
legs
need some
tomorrow.
CO2s.
That little pump it's hard.
But yeah, so what I'm driving at here, guys,
Okay, what are you driving at?
is I think we need to have the race jury look at the footage and at the evidence that is at hand, because I think there may have been a violation of the neutral zone. I think Tim may have jumped the gun and attacked at mile 8 where the guy got his flat and never looked back. I think that is a disqualifiable offense.
You look at the footage. I was very happy with how my legs and my form was feeling today. I felt good. The bar ends. I didn't tell you guys about the bar ends. They were great. The baggy shorts kept the mud off the legs. I was chafing a little bit around the knees because the caked on mud. Mm-hmm. We didn't even get into the mud. That was some deep mud.
It was
the Berkey Trail. So for those that aren't here, it's not even double track. It is a 30-yard wide
most of the time
grass
changes
field, and then every now and then there's one little section of single track.
But there was a
lot of fire roads.
Yeah, there's some really fun fire roads that were
the gravel roads. Awesome.
Had a lot of rock. Like basically it was like double track with rock gardens and berms.
Yeah.
So those roads
it was
were
awesome.
So much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But I don't remember the attack. Okay. But my memory's a little dated.
A little different now.
You did have a.
I had a stroke 5 months ago, and ever since then. So now I was at the car changing. Actually, I was done changing. Kind of just hanging out when I heard Matt Allen finisher, Spencer Howe finisher, and I was like, oh wow, they rode together.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the verbal assault to happen when I see you, and I didn't even know if it was a sprint or not. I just assumed you guys crossed the line holding hands.
That was maybe part of the plan.
It's part of the plan. Well, we'll get to that. So I caught Spencer then maybe at mile...
You did. Around 20 22, somewhere in there.
And we talked for a second. I said, let's go get Tim.
You told me about all your flats.
I told you I got a couple flats.
I knew you were out of spare tubes.
I told you I was out of tubes.
And you told me you were going after Tim.
I said, going after Tim. And then,
And you, we rode together for a little while, but you were in full hunt. You were in full flight, looking for... You were leaving caution.
I was trying to find me a super rookie.
Some of these descents, I was like, I can't believe you're going that fast on that bike.
That bike was super fun. Man, those descents were a blast on that bike.
I was a little worried, but I let you get out of sight, and I didn't think I was going to see you again, little guy, because you were on a mission.
I was.
I would say maybe 2 miles later, I did see you again.
Yeah, I was walking. I got my next flat, and I was out of tubes.
Front wheel again?
Front wheel again, same thing. Valve, right at the valve. So I booted it with a chunk of tube that I'd cut up with my pocket knife at this point, and that held for I guess almost 10 miles.
Yeah, and I saw your sad, lowly figure walking along the side of the road.
I only had one more Larabar too. I mean, I probably would have died.
Yeah, yeah. You'd probably be finishing up out now.
Long walk.
I took pity on you.
Yeah, you took pity on me.
I pulled over. I said, you know what? I've got a tube. It's a 29er tube. It should work in your weird bike.
It did.
And yeah, we got you set up. We got you rolling again. But I said, okay, for this gracious, for this savior, for me being your hero today, I'm going to need you to work with me to get to the finish because I'm not feeling great. And you did. I gotta say, you held up your end of the bargain, and we rode together the rest of the time, the last 10, 15 miles, whatever it was.
I thought you guys were behind me every single moment.
Well, I
get to the top of the hill, I turn around and I'd see a black and orange jersey.
So I
had to leave.
So it's this before. I mean, the plan was we would ride in, but obviously I was keeping my eyes ahead peeled just in case I saw you, because if I did, I couldn't take any chances. I was going to have to hunt you down right away and make sure I got rid of the super rookie problem.
Yeah,
ahead of me.
And the agreement would have been nullified, and that would have been totally okay.
So, if I ever was like, Spencer behind me, he is. If I seen the super rookie in front of me, then I'd be like, I'm sorry.
I feel like you'd have given me some sort of hand signal or something.
Sort of like, complicated hand gesture.
Tim.
I would have rang my bell excessively.
Did you ring your bell at all today?
I didn't really think about it very much. I ended up just saying on your left or right, or left or coming up, which is crazy because I think we have like the numbers like kind of just like the number of people I fell behind and the number of people I went in front of, and it's like I passed a lot of people.
That is probably the best part about
starting in the back. Yeah,
in Gate 7 was
you feel like a rock star.
Man, we were rocking all day. We were just passing people.
I think I counted, and there was one point when we were riding together on a descent, and a guy came past us on the descent and actually like disappeared out of sight. But I think that's the only person I remember all day passing me, and then like we didn't just
not seeing him,
just
again.
Grab him again and pass him. So other than people that passed me because I was fixing a mechanical, when we were actually moving and riding, I just remember one person going past us.
So I'm in the car though, changing.
Yes.
How did the finish? Because you beat him.
Yeah.
You didn't cross the line. At the same
time.
So
we came into it's sort of like, it feels like you're coming into a stadium almost. You pop out of the woods up on this hill and you do this kind of long grass descent. You bomb down in it.
Into another climb.
And into a punchy climb to the finish. It's a big bowl. It's the side of like a ski hill.
Yeah.
And we bombed down that hill together.
Yep. I was right on your wheel.
And then we started going up. I don't think Spencer liked that part very much.
I didn't like that part. I was like, the last 2 miles.
Yeah, it was very hilly at the end.
The last 2 miles was unrelenting.
But I'd say the last almost 10 miles are just like up, down. I mean, they're very steep climbs, and a lot of them are short, but they are very, very steep.
I'm curious to see
very muddy.
The elevation profile from my Garmin because I'm imagining we did several thousands of feet of climbing, but like never actual elevation changed more than maybe 50 feet.
A lot of it, yeah. And so much of it, it's hard to explain, but it was so muddy that you're sort of hunting and pecking for little slices of grass.
Yeah.
So you're like from one corner to like jumping across the road, like from the left to the right, and constantly just like losing traction. But at the end,
anyway, I was through with this. These last 2 miles broke me mentally. I did not have what it took to hang, and little guy, true to his word, earned that tube. And hung out and waited for me at the top of most of the climbs, and we rolled in together, and I hung his wheel, and I was so happy. I was like, yeah, finish line. Wait, there's one more climb.
One more climb.
And I just couldn't.
But I got a little gap, and then I kind of waited, and then some guy, I don't know who, but he tried to come around me on the left side of me. I just... something got in me, and I was like, "No way!" So
there's a finish line in sight.
So I sprinted up the hill in front of him, and got a clear enough gap so he knew that if I wasn't waiting, like busy with the Spencer, like our pact here, that I had him. So then I let him. I got up like in front of the line, and then I sort of shut it down, and I sort of coasted up and just hung out in front of the line. Just waiting for Spencer.
Yeah, for a good 5 seconds.
Just sort of did a little track stand.
Yeah.
And look back. And then rather than waiting for Spencer to cross the line together, I beat him.
Yeah, which doesn't really help my situation. If Rookie does get disqualified by the race jury, it doesn't really help my situation at all.
Just trying to cover all my bases.
But it does move me up one step on the podium.
Well, I think that the race jury is going to have to decide. I'd like to see the footage. I don't recall attacking at all. I recall riding at a good pace.
So here's the thing: we got you. Your first place. congratulations. There's an asterisk.
Thank you.
Little guy, second place, maybe first place, also an asterisk, because let's just say he would maybe be finishing right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If it wasn't for a tube that I gave him. So
It's very true. I mean,
who's the real victor?
the people of Hayward.
That's true. That's true.
Gary Crandall.
The listeners of the Slow Ride podcast.
The guy in the recumbent, and neither of you guys saw it. I saw it.
I think
amazing.
There was a mountain bike recumbent out on the trail today.
He is the winner. Any which way you slice it, we're gonna need input on this.
Yeah.
Race jury needs to decide on Tim's fate and on Little Guy's fate, and see if I move 3 steps up the podium. I don't know how to call this one, you guys. I think we need won in our own way.
So I think we had a ton of fun, but to put this all in perspective, you guys were at like 4 hours, right? Like a little bit over 4 hours.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was pretty close to 4 hours. We were within decent time together. The winner, 2 hours 8 minutes.
Yeah.
like they could have raced almost twice.
Yeah.
And
they didn't have to pass 1,700 people to get where they were.
That is true. And they had, the tire choices. Today I had really fast tires if it was dry.
Yeah, you had icons.
I was spinning like crazy up some of those climbs. I did a lot of walking.
We were planning on a fast, dry Chequamegon, like is kind of the norm. So I think we got a treat. I think we were treated to something special here.
This is like a muddy Roubaix, and it's big and talk about it. Years.
Exactly. Yeah, people will be talking about this forever.
So
we got to be here and experience it. The 36th running of the Chequamegon Fat Tire Festival.
Yeah.
Big thanks to them. This has been a great experience, and we're happy that you guys were all able to vicariously enjoy it as well.
I hope we can come up with another ride to do. I think this was fun. We're going to have to do these again.
The Slow Ride podcast would like to thank Gary Crandall, Ed Johnson, and the entire Fat Tire Festival crew for making this event happen and hosting us. We'd like to thank Tim's parents for the cabin. We'd like to thank Sarah and Little Highmar, as well as Caitlin and Tom Boonin for holding down the forts at home. We'd like to thank Big Matt, our teammate, a friend, and our driver for the weekend. To the towns of Cable and Hayward, Wisconsin, keep doing what you're doing. We've got an awesome thing going on. And a huge thank you to the supporters of the Wide Angle Podium Network for helping make this all possible. We'd like to thank BK1 of Rhyme Sayers Entertainment for the use of his track Tema de Cannibal off the album Radio de Cannibal for the intro and outro to this podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at The Slow Ride Pod. You can email us at theslowridepodcast@gmail.com. And remember, always wave at all your fellow cyclists that you see out on the road.